So what we'll be discussing today will be discussing about auto scaling group actually, and let's discuss what is auto scaling group. Let's say, for example, you have a requirement where you might be anticipating and a lot of traffic, maybe midnight. Let's say midnight of uh, any maybe December 31st, for example, something like that. You will be expecting a lot of traffic for your systems actually, but right now you're getting thousand 1,000 transactions per second. You might be expecting 10,000 per second. Your business is like a pub club business, and you're expecting a lot of business on like a 31st night. Example, let's say something like that. Currently, you have an application which is running on 3 EC2 instances, and you might be you are going to need like a lot of EC2 instances. For example, let's say 10 or 15 at least. Okay. And who will be scaling up those instances basically? Right now you have a 3 and you might need 30. Okay. But you are not sure. You are not 100% sure. And let's start with the 3 and scale up one more, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, or try to make the application available without any interruption. Let's say, for example, let's pick very small, very simple thing. I have an instance application up and running, right? If I need very similar server, what is the possible way that I can launch an extra server with the easiest way? Can someone tell me what is the possible way that I can launch one more identical server with very easiest way?
The AMI you create.
Exactly. Take AMI for one of these 3 instances and use that AMI to create a 4th server, right? Just a simple. How simple is that? Just create an AMI, use that AMI to launch a server. Even in that case, it will take at least like a less than like a 5 to 10 minutes. And what if you might need like a 50 of them? And who will be working like a night 11 o'clock on 31st night, right? And even let's say if it is mandatory, people work, but you don't know, right? It's not 100% sure. And you need a scalability, scale up and scale down based on the requirement and based on the traffic, and which is not like expected traffic. You know what I mean? So is there any specific service that can enable that feature? Actually, yes, there is a service called auto scaling group. Auto scaling group, and it's very famously known as ASG, auto scaling group. So how this auto scaling group works is, it will work like you would have to create a launch configuration. When I say launch configuration, you would have to provide instance type, you would have to provide key, and you would have to provide AMI, all those details, right? That's called a launch configuration. Launch template, you can call launch template. Okay. So you would have to provide the launch configuration, and you will need to use this launch configuration to create your auto scaling group. And here you will have to provide the desired number of instances. That means, hey, I need these many instances like all the time, no matter, regardless of traffic or not. I need desired instances, like a number of instances and the maximum instances. Okay, if these number of instances are unable to handle the traffic, scale up the environment to max this many instances. And let's keep it minimum instances, like a minimum number of instances. You will have to configure these 3 details. We are going to do it very quick, actually very soon. And this auto scaling group will scale up your instances based on the traffic and based on the policies, and scale down the instances. You don't have to do anything. you configure auto scaling group, it will scale up and scale down the instances based on the traffic or based on the application workflow, things like that. Does that make sense? Can you guys type Y in the chat if you are with me? Okay, let's go ahead and configure our first auto scaling group actually. And before that, what we need to do, we need to configure launch configuration, right? Let's go ahead and let's go to EC2 dashboard. Okay, and go to launch template and create a launch template. Whatever the services that I'm provisioning right now, entire services can be automated with the multiple ways actually. So we will discuss them as well. Okay, ASG template. ASG means auto scaling group template, and you can even have a version, but okay, test version, whatever. Okay, and tags, if you want to add any tags, you can add them, and you can include AMIs, right? Launch template. Okay, I can use this user test image. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and what companies do, they don't include in the launch configuration. They will use automation script to create instances. When they use it, they provide that AMI whenever they use that script basically. Okay, and instance type, you would have to choose instance type, right? Instance type, and a key pair name, you would have to have a key pair name, right? Key pair name, that's the launch configuration. It's the same, you are creating an instance, but what you are doing is you are keeping some document like a document, and you are going to use the document to very similar, like identical in EC2s. You will be creating identical EC2s with a similar configuration, and what you will be doing is you will be documenting them as a launch configuration. You are going to use the launch configuration each time you create an instance. You won't need to select all these things each time you create new instance, something like that, because the third person is creating an instance for us, and we don't know, like he doesn't know. All he will use this launch configuration, that's it. Okay, I don't know what he doesn't even know what it does. He will use that launch configuration to create new instances. Whatever the AMI that you provide, whatever the instance type that you provide, he will use all those details to scale up one more instance and scale down one more instance based on the application traffic actually. Okay, now you can launch instance from this launch configuration, but what we are doing is we are provisioning auto scaling group. ASG. I'm going to type auto scaling group. Okay, auto scaling group. Create an auto scaling group and a group name, Macy's app, something like that, and a launch configuration, ASG template. This is our launch configuration, right? And click on next. And what is the VPC? You will have VPC ID. Each organization have their own VPC ID. And availability zones where you want to deploy this launch configuration, they will have them as well. So this is not, we are not the ones who decide actually. Organizations decide. And then next. And the load balancer, if you have any load balancer, you can have that. If not, no load balancer, but that's a load balancer configuration actually. Here where you will be defining desired is, let's put 2, minimum is 1, maximum is 5. Example. So it will scale up your environment to up to 5 instances based on the traffic. Scale down minimum to 1 based on your traffic. Okay, na? And then next, add notification. You can even add a notification. How you can add a notification using SNS topic? Okay, now SNS means simple notification service. Okay, let's add a notification topic as well. SNS means simple notification service. I don't have any topics actually. Let's go ahead and create one SNS topic. Okay. Let's go ahead and create an SNS topic. Let's go to topics, create one topic. It's a first in, first out or standard. I will just use standard. Okay. Simple topic. And I'll just create a topic. And once you have the topic, you would have to have a subscription for the topic actually. Okay. Right now, I don't have any subscription. Create a subscription. This is where you will have to provide what is the protocol for your subscription. I can say how you want to notify. I would say just email me, and you will have to provide email address. Okay. Or I'll provide some. Yeah, that's okay. They will send you an email actually. So you will have to confirm that email in order to get the notification. So you would have to confirm that subscription. So you will see that subscription here, and where here you will see that SNS topic, and you would have to choose that SNS topic. Each time auto scaling group scale up or scale down, or you would have to, these are the events. Each time any of these events occur, that means launch an instance or terminate an instance and fail to launch. For some reasons, ASG unable to launch your instance. For some reasons, ASG unable to terminate your instance. You will get an email notification so that you can aware of those changes and you will jump in to make the changes actually. Does that make sense? I'm not going to add any SNS notification for now, but that's the way to do it. Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? Can you guys type Y in the chat if you're with me? Okay. Now let's go ahead and, yeah, just remove notification actually. I'm going to remove notification. And tags, that's okay. I don't need any tags. Just verify and create your auto scaling group. How many desired instances that we have? 2, right? Let's navigate to our EC2 and we'll see what happens there. You see that 2 out of 5 instances are being created. So auto scaling group is creating 2 instances. Let's say it's getting a lot of traffic, or the data reaches like 80% or 60% or 40%. And you can go ahead and scale up an instance. That's how we can configure. Basically, auto scaling group automatically scale up and scale down instances based on the flow of the traffic. Are you guys with me? That's all about auto scaling group. Okay. Do you guys have any questions till now?